At this moment, we would like to start the regular press conference with Foreign Minister Kamikawa. Over to you, Minister. There's one initial statement from me today. This evening, today, at Ikura Annex, in collaboration with Niigata Prefecture Governor, Mr. Hanazumi, we will be hosting a reception to convey the various attractions that Niigata Prefecture has to offer as part of the project Local to Global, to communicate the local attractions of Japan to the world. To this reception this evening, diplomatic corps of different countries and those related to Niigata Prefecture will be invited, and we will be sharing with them a broad range of attractive items and information from the prefecture, including Sado's complex of heritage mines, primarily gold mine, local produce, tourist information, traditional arts and crafts, traditional performing arts, multicolored decor. Local regions in Japan have abundance of rich tradition and culture and nature, and they are an important presence as Japan looks to garner broad interest and promote exchanges with other countries, and to strengthen Japan's overall diplomatic capability. In my overseas travels, I am always made aware that diplomacy is supported by the countries and people's mutual exchanges, understanding, and empathies toward one another, and that via sister city relationships and corporations, economic and business activities, local areas are playing a major role in this. When I visited Hamburg, Germany the other day, I reaffirmed that thought once again as I met with the city's mayor. I hope the reception tonight will be an opportunity for the participants, for the diplomatic corps and others to develop a deeper understanding of Sado's gold mine and a myriad other attractions of Niigata, and that networks will be built between the participants and the prefecture. We intend to continue with these outreach diplomatic activities involving local regions in Japan in a variety of ways going forward. That is all.
If you have a question, raise your hand. When invited, walk to the microphone, state your name and affiliation. Kyodo Tsushin Katsurada-san. Kyodo Tsushin Katsurada is my name. Related to the initial comment, this year at the World Heritage Committee, the Sado Complex of Heritage Mines, where we also examined, South Korea is also a member. They were actually against this because there was forced labor of those from the Korean Peninsula. What's your take? In order to gain understanding of South Korea, what are you planning to do?
Regarding Sado's gold mine, I am aware of South Korea's position. Well, upon saying so, for our country, in order to realize the registration of Sado's gold mine, I hope that a wonderful value of that as cultural heritage will be correctly evaluated, and we will work toward that. And for that, we would like to continue in good ways, continuously engage in careful discussions with South Korea. Next, Matsuyama-san. Asahi. Matsuyama from Asahi Shimbun. I have a question regarding Russia and North Korea. President Putin, in engaging with Mr. Choi Son-hee, meeting with him, it was expressed that North Korea is willing to provide weaponry to Russia, and this will further potentially deteriorate the situation in Ukraine. They're adding to Russia's effort. What's the Japanese government's take?
Regarding the announcement you talked about, as the government, I'm not in a place to address that, but included the Russia-North Korea relation regarding the situation surrounding North Korea, including the point you raised. Japan, through normal times, are trying to collect information and analyze them with a strong interest. That said, regarding the weapons supply from North Korea to Russia, that could lead to the further deterioration of the situation in Ukraine. Also, they violate UN Security Council resolutions that generally banned the transfer of the weapons and related supplies to North Korea. We strongly condemn it. As for the possibility of military support from Russia to North Korea, we are monitoring the situation with concerns as Japan, while cooperating with the international community, including the United States and South Korea. We would like to keep working on the full implementation of the UN Security Council resolutions. And we would like to demand the full elimination of North Korea's nuclear and ballistic missiles planned. As the UN Security Council, we would like to keep making efforts. Next question, please. IWJ, please. Thank you. IWJ. Thank you. Israel-Palestine situation. I have a question. Minister Kamikawa, on the 11th, you visited ICJ. South Africa filed a suit calling Israel having conducted genocide. Did you observe the deliberation on the 11th? Does Japan support South Africa? Will Japan demand Israel to cease genocide immediately? G7, especially the United States, not just looking at what they're planning to do. It's really about Japan's conscience. Do you plan to actually make decisions representing the conscience of Japan?
On the 11th of January, I visited the ICJ, and having a meeting with the president of ICJ was the purpose of the visit. And so I did not observe the oral argument that you mentioned. But with respect to the situation surrounding Gaza Strip, we are closely following up on it, and we would like to continue closely monitoring the situation there. So vis-à-vis Israeli action, as to its assessment with respect to genocide treaty, that is what is being discussed and deliberated by the ICJ. So we would like to refrain from making comments on behalf of our country. We resolutely condemn the terrorist activities by Hamas and others. We demand immediate release of hostages. And as Israel looks to exercise its rights to protect itself and its citizens, we urge Israel to adhere to international law, including international humanitarian law. We would like to continue to closely communicate with the relevant countries and institutions and to urge observance to international law, including international humanitarian law, and to act in good faith in in accordance with the UNSC resolution. And we are tenaciously continuing with our efforts to realize immediate release of hostage, importance of humanitarian solution, restoring calm to the situation. Igarashi-san. Igarashi from NHK. I have a question regarding LDP's factions. With respect to the political funding scandal, in Kishida faction's meeting, in order to restore trust in politics, it was officially announced that Kishida faction will be dissolved. So, as a member of Kishida faction, what is your view? And there will be another meeting held today. And what will you do as a minister, Foreign Minister Kamikawa?
As a foreign minister, regarding the response of those political organizations, I'd like to refrain from making a comment. To restore people's confidence, that necessity is something that I take very seriously. Currently at LDP, I understand that it is being studied from various aspects on the part of myself. Towards regaining confidence from the people, we need to keep making efforts. Any other questions? We would like to conclude the press conference. Thank you.